Hey, Bixby. Why do they call it Good Friday? Hey, Bixby. Why do they call it Good Friday? I mean, I think that the holiday is about a guy who, if we were being honest, would probably consider it to have been one of the worst fucking Fridays he ever experienced. So, what that returned for me was a bunch of text overridden on top of itself that looks like H.P. Lovecraft wrote it. It says it's just apostrophes and a didn't, and then it said, "Here's some services you might be interested," and open my calendar. All right. Well, that doesn't really help. I broke Bixby. Sorry if you're on Samsung right now. Your services may not work until it manages to work through that little kink that we just put in the system. Ooh, ananas. The fruit's so nice, they named it twice. How's your morning been? Actually, good. I'm not late because there was like a catastrophe. I'm just late because we had a lot to do this morning. Admittedly, the baby didn't go to sleep until about 10 last night, which is definitely late by her standards. Like her bedtime a week ago was like 7:45. But my prayers were answered and she actually did sleep through the entire night. So she slept from about 10 until about 6:30, which is actually, I mean, babies are supposed to get 12 to 14 hours of sleep a night, so she's not quite there. But it at least allowed me and my wife to get like a fairly normal sleep, which is nice. Because like Tuesday, Wednesday, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday was really like no time to do anything and also exhausted. Today, or last night specifically, was more just like no time to do anything, but feeling pretty good. That's one knot untangled, at least temporarily. Maybe it is Good Friday. It's not 2014 NL voice. I'm still working the ananas through. I'm still working the cheese through. What's on the menu for today's streams? Okay, here's what I'm thinking. We start with some Sporkle, 1 to 2 hours. And then in the remaining 3 hours, we play something else. How does that sound? Dude, I was watching Jay's stream a little bit last night, and he was just doing react content to a video called 1000 times WWE Made You Say Wow. It sent me down a rabbit hole. Like I don't see myself becoming someone who watches wrestling, but after, you can only see people jump off of like a 30-foot girder and like land through a folding table so many times. Don't get me wrong, it's incredibly impressive. But at the same time, after like 30 of them, I'm like, okay, I've seen it. But Jay, you got me laughing so hard. The Vince McMahon trying to get stunned. Oh my god. Vince McMahon. I'm not trying to mock Vince McMahon for his age, okay? He's nearly 80 years old. But he's standing there like sipping a beer, which I imagine is like as fast as he can do it. Stone Cold kicks him in the stomach. He goes down to his knees, which makes it impossible to land the stun. Stone Cold tries to grab him by the neck. He fell backwards and stumbled like 4 times, so Stone Cold was just giving him like a little head rub, and then eventually he got set up in the right position, but Stone Cold gives him the stunner. He just crumbles and then like falls back. It's so good, man. It's incredible. And the top 10 Stone Cold stunner cells was great. The Scott Hall one where he gets double stunned and then like His lifeless, well, maybe let's work on our phrasing a little bit. His body after that second stun bounces off the mat and he's got like no turgor pressure. It's so good. Vince McMahon gifs are like the best meme templates. I do like Vince McMahon getting increasingly excited, pulling on his ear. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. There's a lot of great ones. When Mankind wins WrestleMania and they're just going, not him, not, I'll make it up to you, Rock, I'll make it up to you. Oh, man. This sniffing piles of money, another great one. Another, and he's doing the thing with his hands, or he's like, "Give me more money, give me more money, give me more money, give me more." It is great. There you go. And the Rock had some great sells too. I didn't see it with my era of wrestling. I watched wrestling for like 3 years in the early '90s. Maybe like I would say 93 to 96. And then the rest of my wrestling experience was just playing the wrestling video games from the golden era on N64. So I'm more from like the Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior kind of era. So I missed all this stuff. I didn't know this until a couple days ago, but it's kind of crazy. I didn't know that Vince and Shane McMahon did a tag team match against Shawn Michaels and God. And Vince McMahon won. That is widely considered the absolute worst period of wrestling. I looked up more of it last night, and that was in like 2006. I say this as someone who graduated high school in 2006. I feel like that might have been the absolute low point for like North American culture. I'm not saying there was no good stuff that came out then, but it was definitely in a bit of a dip, I think. Whenever I see something and then I look at the year, I'm like, that was probably not. If it's 2005 to like 2008, that was probably ass. Inland Empire came out that year. Okay, David Lynch has a movie that came out like every 4-year period, okay? That was when 30 Rock was popping off. I can't believe, dude, we got a lot of anecdotes for somebody who hasn't really left their house recently, but I did get some groceries yesterday, and there was a guy, I always see this guy outside of the grocery store, but he's not like, I'm not trying to be insensitive. He doesn't live outside of the grocery store. He just hangs out outside of the grocery store and is always talking. And like he's there with like his grandkids sometimes. He just likes sitting on the bench outside of the grocery store. But anyway, so I've heard him do. One time his granddaughter was like playing with something and she almost threw it into the road, and he was like, "I told you to stop throwing that goddamn thing. If you do it one more time, I'll take it away from you." And I was like, "Ooh, yikes!" This guy. I'm not. I mean, I'm sure that you could get frustrated, but at the same time, I don't know if I would say that, in public to your granddaughter, especially. But then yesterday he was talking with somebody and he was like, "What's up with the income inequality these days? You know the guy who played Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory gets paid $1 million per episode?" It's like, I don't know how to react to that. We're gonna blame Jim Parsons for wealth inequality? I think you got, bigger targets before you get to Jim Parsons. I know nobody likes Bazinga, don't get me wrong. Somebody's got to take the fall. He's symptomatic of it? Well, I don't know. This guy looked like he's in the prime demographic for like, honestly, watching The Big Bang Theory, which I got to say was probably like one of the most popular shows of 2006 to 2010. See, that's what I'm at. It's a weird example to clue in on first. I think he's based for yelling at his family in public. Okay, well, I'm not going to follow you down that road, but that's okay. You can't be mad at Jim Parsons that much. Yes, he said Bazinga, but he probably didn't write Bazinga. And then secondarily, he was also in Garden State with the most iconic line in the whole movie. Don't take it personally, Zach. It's Garden State. Just kidding. His line is, "You've got balls on your face." How was my Jim Parsons? You've got balls on your face. Not a good impression. Okay. Bazinga. How's that? How's that one? Better? Bazinga. I've heard it on Squeaks' stream about 500 times. I laugh every time. Say knock, 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 Penny. Knock, 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 Penny. Kiera's. Hey, are you in here? The person who sent me a tweet that said Kiera's, and it was like their own finger with a bunch of bandages on it and a lighter like a millimeter away. Are you okay? Did you smoke your finger? I laughed really hard when I saw the tweet, but anyway. That's like all I got. It's 9:30. What the hell? Holy cow. Good stream, everybody. See you on probably Monday. I don't know. Easter's one that I get Easter and Thanksgiving confused all the time. Which one doesn't have a Monday off? Like Easter Monday is not a real thing, right? In Germany, it's a real thing. I swear to God, I think like I had like in Canada, they did like a pilot project or something where everybody had Easter Monday off when I was a kid, and then it just stuck in my brain. And then every year, I always think Easter Monday is a holiday for everybody. And then people are like, nah, that's just like a fucking day, man. My calendar says Easter Monday, Canada. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. It's not an American thing. Maybe it's an all of the world but America thing. Easter's the worst holiday? So false. There are holidays in the world where you don't even get the day off. They'll just put that shit on like a Wednesday and be like, guess what? You're supposed to eat pancakes. It's a work day. What the hell? You're supposed to wake up like half an hour early to make pancakes for everybody for breakfast just because it's International Pancake Day? You didn't give me a day off. You just gave me a chore. I mean, dude, you know what? Is there a holiday tier list? That's something. Create a holiday tier list on Tier Maker. Oh, man. I've got strong opinions about this stuff. This seems like something I could have done earlier in my life. Have I ever done that? There's not that many holidays? There's a lot of holidays, man. Holidays. This one, let me see, okay? Look, I can't rank Hanukkah. I've never experienced it. Best holidays. How many? I want to see one with like at least 20 holidays on it, okay? Canadian holidays and observances. I don't know. I need to create like a not applicable tier because I have no concept of how to acknowledge like Kwanzaa. I've never experienced Kwanzaa. I've barely experienced Christmas. I've really just opened presents and eaten turkey. I did also see the Nutcracker Ballet once. I gotta be honest, all these tier lists are like kind of They're not what I'm looking for. American holidays. I'm realizing now there's too much like national delineation. Like I would like to do American holidays so that it's more applicable to the wide audience, but at the same time, I don't know how to rate like Veterans Day. I don't know how to rate I mean, I would probably say like Columbus Day is pretty close to the bottom, but or President's Day, I don't know how to rate that stuff. What about the? Okay, let me go through this list and see what I see. Earth Day, the 4th of July. What that is just an old man laughing. I don't know what that is. Another American flag, which I have to imagine is 4th of July. Mardi Gras, Dia de los Muertos. I have one that is a picture of just two children looking at paper in business suits. What the hell is that? I have one that is a clock that says 9 a.m. I have one that is a clock that says 11 a.m. Kids laughing is probably April Fools. Would it have killed you to put some text on this? This shit is crazy. Clock Day? Please, just give me one good one. Best holidays. What the hell is this? Happy Dingus Day? I feel like Dingus is like just based on the picture they have here. I think it might be like Albanian Independence Day. Dingus Day. It's a Roman Catholic holiday celebrated on Easter Monday across Central Europe. Yo, dude, on Monday, don't wish anybody a happy Easter. Wish them a happy Dingus Day. Is it going to be a great conversation starter? Yeah, I'm going to stream on Dingus Day. All right, I'm just going to go to Sporkle. All these holiday tier lists either suck, are too American specific, or are very rife with possibilities for like cancellation. Like you got to remember, pretty much every holiday is about like someone who died. So I'm not going to be like, oh, we'll put that in the D tier. All right, let me see. Sporkle. Taxes stream. Excuse me, unlike Apollo, I'm a responsible adult. I started doing my taxes in January and sent the final documents to my accountant 6 days ago. That's how adults do it when they've been doing it for a while. You start doing your taxes 3 months before the deadline, and then, the day after you send them the first little documents, they go, hey, I need this. And then you say, I'll get to that next week. And you send it back to them next week. And you just do it over and over. This is why accountants hate people. Okay, well, then you guys should lobby the federal government to make the tax code simplified. And I'll start doing that shit myself. For now, we got to work together because, this is not a knock on accountants, okay? I love that my accountant does my taxes, and they love that I pay them as soon as I get the invoice. That's the way it works. But the accountant doing their taxes is doing their job. I got to do my job and then also send them the stuff so they can do my taxes. So it's like I gotta do, my whole life needs to keep running, and then also I need to occasionally be like, I need to call my bank and be like, hey, send me 5,000 forms so that I can send them to this person. That shit is, why are there so many forms, man? There should be less forms. You know, like I get forms from the IRS because Twitch and Google are based in America. I don't even know. Sometimes I get a form. I don't even know what company it's from. I have to look it up on the internet. And I'm like, oh, this is Google because they made like a shell corporation in Delaware. So they pay less federal income tax. You get a letter in the mail from a company that's called like, 29 Holdings or something. And I'm like, what the hell is this? Then I got to look it up myself. I don't even know who's paying me. Yeah, they get letters from the Canadian Revenue Service that's like, hey, here's... And then, like, the Canadian Revenue Service is sending me the form, but then I got to give that form to my accountant so they can fill in some shit on a form and then send it back to the Canada Revenue Service. It doesn't make any damn sense. Why can't the Canada Revenue Service just send the form to my accountant? They got all the numbers. And they're like, I'm a people person. The auditors can't talk to the accountants. I know people. Anyway, sorry. I'm just excited for Dingus Day. It should just be, like, easier. The funny thing is, like, and don't take this as advice at all. But like, because I have a unique tax situation because like this job didn't exist until like, a few years ago. Everybody's a stickler about forms. I need a T5, I need a T3, I need a T1158, I need a T5, I need a W8-Ben. Oh no, wait, you need a W8-Ben-E, blah blah blah, right? But then every once in a while my accountant will be like, hey, so like Twitch subscriptions, we don't know like if you owe, like, what the hell are they? And I'm like, well, you get orders, and then you get used to get ad-free viewing and burr. And they're like, is there any way to see, like, who bought them and where they're from? And if you have the tax burden for this, or if Twitch has the tax burden for this? And then I ask people, and they're like, no. And then I send that to my accountant, and they're like, all right, we'll just make our best guess. And I'm like, well, why the hell are we doing all the forms if you could just eyeball it sometimes if you got no better answer? It's like, you gotta have the forms. You gotta have the forms. Yo, there's no forms? All right, well, we'll just, we'll just write in a reasonable approximation then. It has not been a half hour of taxes talk, you baby. First off, I didn't even go live till 9:21. And then I was talking about Dingus Day for like 10 minutes. Anyway, it's not that bad. I just hate sending forms. NL chat's like 16 years old. This tax talk ain't applicable for most of us. Okay, then leave. I'm talking to the adults. It's April 15th. It's literally, like, this is Dingus Day for taxes. Go play Roblox. It's like, oh, NL is Canada Day, but most of your audience is American. Stop talking about Canada Day. You're in my domain. It's actually the 18th this year. Easter Monday? They would make taxes on Dingo Day? Dingus Day? Well, that's a religious observance for me, so I think that's an automatic extension, quite frankly. Sorry, Byron. Couldn't pay my taxes this year. It's Dingus Day. You'll see me on the 19th. Well, I probably actually... the deadline here is not till the 31st. I bet that shit's going to be filed like on the 20th. But anyway, it's all right. All right, let's 4 to 13 letter A images. What the hell does this even mean? By the way, I'm so thankful. I did see a couple messages in chat that were like, I'm an accountant and I feel this. I work with the, look, if you're an accountant, I apologize because I am probably like a client you sort of complain about. Because you email me asking for like a PDF and then I take 3 days to send it back. But that's because like I also got my own shit to do. I know you got your own shit to do too. But like I don't want to, like, I hired you, not the other way around. Like, I'm sorry, but, I get it. It sucks. But also, it sucks when I get the damn bill, to be honest. So, we're both, it sucks for both of us, straight up. I casually did my taxes in Cash App and it took like 5 minutes. Well, I'm not being rude. I hope that works out for you, okay? I'm not getting sucked into any tax talk. I find it's humorous. People are laughing. They're going, ha 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 ha. Probably the only people who are like, please stop getting stun locked by tax talk are people who have like told themselves they were going to do their taxes every night since January 1st, but still haven't done it. And I'm like triggering their anxiety. In that case, you got to handle your own business. Life's hard. True, true. That's me. True, true. Anyway, okay. So, like, here's the thing. I'm also trying to get, like, a cool quiz here. This quiz says, can you fill in the words and images that begin with the letter A? And the first picture, you know what? We could probably do this. Okay, let's send it, okay? I've only got 3 minutes. Let me get a quick pause going here. Hey, Wise Guys. Thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you. Sporkle.